Whiskey, Zero, Alpha, Alpha, Delta.
Whiskey, Zero, Alpha, Alpha, Delta. What's the name? Gosh, we just took about a 15 dB hit. Alpha, Alpha, Daylight, try me again there, please.
Whiskey, Zero, Alpha, Alpha, Delta.
Roger, Roger. What's the name?
Dwight,
Are you saying Dwight?
Yes. Delta, Whiskey, Indigo, Golf, Hotel, Tango.
Roger, Roger, Dwight. And whereabouts are you located, sir?
Just outside of Kansas City, Missouri.
Roger, Roger, Kansas City, Missouri. Dwight, we don't normally go west. I'm surprised, but glad you managed to copy the mail. The signal is in and out right now. For the most part, when you're up, you are about 4 dB over my noise level. When you're down, you're equal to my noise level. Roger.
Roger, Roger. I just got a new microphone for 7300.
Yeah, Dwight, try me again. You got a new microphone. What kind is it?
It's a ICM for 7300.
Okay, unfortunately, I don't have enough hardly signal strength to be able to give you an accurate prognostication on my frequency meter, the spectrum analyzer, because of the amount of noise with your signal. Roger.
Roger, Roger. For some reason, I couldn't get my 8 volt down.
All right, well, let me give you if you've got a pretty good copy on me, I'll give you a rundown if you can take notes. First off, get your compressor engaged in at a 3. Bring your compressor up and run it, adjust it for a 3-level input to your compressor. Roger?
Roger.
Okay, gosh, you're pretty good that sound. And then, after you get that compressor in line, go to your ALC, and with mic gain in hand, adjust your ALC level for mid-scale to 2/3. Adjust your ALC meter to where it reads mid-scale to 2/3. Roger?
Roger, Roger. I'm reducing the mic gain at this time. Bring the
Gosh, Dwight, it was just like you turned yourself off. I'm sure it was just a fade out, but it did seem like you just potted yourself down. Anyway, so like I say, you just speak in a normal tone of voice, not like you're going to set levels or anything, but just how you normally speak, and then just turn that mic gain up to where, as you normally speak, that ALC meter is reading mid-scale to 2/3. Roger?
Is that with the compressor on?
Yes, sir. That's why we put the compressor online first. See, the thing is, your ALC is the Bible of that radio, and whatever you do first, the last thing you do is go back and make sure that your ALC reading is correct. Because if we were to do a bunch of EQ and we would say we would wipe out maybe 15 dB of bass to make your signal balanced, well, that's going to show up as a big decline in the ALC meter reading because we just took 15 dB of signal away. So whenever you do EQ or whenever you change mics, you need to leave that compressor in line. That's the first thing we do, is put that compressor in line, and then we check the ALC. So the ALC reading is always the last thing you do every time you do something. Roger?
Roger. I've got the mic gain down to 20, and the ALC meter is almost in the range.
Yeah, Dwight, you almost past Braille. You're almost past Braille at this point. But like I say, the first thing is to get that compressor in line at about a 3. We only want about 1/3 of the capabilities of that compressor working. So 3 out of 10, 30 out of 100, whatever it takes to just do 1/3 of that compression capability. Then move to the ALC and adjust the ALC for a mid-scale to 2/3. And then I would go back and check the EQ. What I could could hear in the clear, it sounded pretty well balanced, you know. I wouldn't do anything at this time. Maybe we can get a better connection next Thursday, because we will be running Thursday next week, and maybe we'll have a better connection, and we'll be able to tell a little bit more about the EQ curve of that radio. But right now, you're too far down for me to even hear it very cleanly. Roger?
Roger, Jim. I'll let you go, and maybe we'll try to catch you Thursday. This is Whiskey Zero Alpha Alpha Delta listening.
Roger, sir. 3 is that way, sir. I think it sounds pretty full. Could hear that fairly well. So hopefully we'll touch base next Thursday and take it from there. 3's to you, sir. Good to hear Missouri in there. This is KC9VKV and the Qso-Vlog network. If you've got a radio you want to check out, give us a shout.